Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back to Primary Teaching with Dom. Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back to Primary Teaching with Dom.
Cuffing seasons here, love is in the air. To be making love on crib. I hope that's in your mind when you know it comes in blue. It can be a brand new rice with interior inside of you. Make sure it's imported from Italy.
Hello and welcome back to Primary Teaching with Dom. So now I'm back with a new video again. And this video I thought it would be quite a nice video because I think there's two videos, a part one, part two, but they're the same but different. So it is talking about the positives and the negatives of teaching. So I am going to first start out with the positives of teaching, and my next video that you shall get will talk about the negatives of teaching. So let's get on to the video. So the first positive of teaching is that you are influencing a vast majority, a mass of children every single year, no matter if your class is a class of 12 children or a class of 60. You are, every single year, you are influencing the minds of children who are going on to be the greats in the future. That's what we're here to do. And the funny thing is, it's not even just your class you influence, it's other classes as well. When you're walking through the corridor, they see you, they see how you interact with children, they see you. Like, at my school, there's loads of children who know me, but I've never taught them. They just see me and they like my teaching, or they see me outside disciplining one or two children a bit scared. But as a role of a teacher, one of the greatest things is influencing the minds of children to go on to be future leaders, to be future scientists, historians, psychologists, technicians, teachers, beauticians, whatever they want to be. We're leading that, we're starting them on that journey to be that great person that we know they're all going to be when they grow older. So that's one positive about teaching. The next positive about teaching is the holidays. So let's not get it, let's just cut right to the chase. We all love a little 6 weeks holiday, although we don't normally get the 6 weeks, but that's for the next story, that's for the next video. But for the majority of the time we get our 6 weeks, we kind of like that. To be fair, I don't think I did do full-time, working outside of teaching. Getting 28 days a year just was not for me. So getting my holidays as much as I get them is good, and I really do love the holidays. It gives me time, so I know at least I've got the 6 weeks. If I wanted to go on holiday for 6 weeks, I know I can go on holiday for 6 weeks. Not gonna happen, but just saying, it is really good. Another positive, lots of positive of teaching are the jobs. Education in general, depending on where you are. I know some places there's not a lot of job vacancies around because the area is small and there's not a lot of teaching places going. And for the amount of teachers, for the demand for teachers, but these places in some places it just doesn't add up. But in places like where I am or around, there are loads of vacancies for teachers, so there's not necessarily that worry in my area of, oh my goodness me, am I going to get a job? Although you may not get the first job or even the second or the third, but you know that there's still loads of places available. Way into September, October time, there's still places becoming available because more schools are being built, there's more children that are being born. I think the baby boom's gone down a bit this year. Not baby boom. The amount of children being born has gone down a little bit this year, but there's still loads. So there's more opportunity for vacancies for teachers, so that's really positive. In comparison to some other jobs where vacancies for those kind of jobs are very small, and you have to be really, really trying to get a spot, which I know some friends who are in the other fields, none of them are in teaching, and sometimes it's a struggle to get the job. So that's a really good thing. Another thing on top of that is progression in teaching, because there's more schools being built, there is more children, there's more demand for schools, of course, and and teachers evolve, go around different places. There's much more career progression in teaching, and sometimes you get it quicker than you would do in other jobs. But you can't just get a position to be like, boom. You've obviously got to show your worth, the position. Your teaching has to be great or good. Your teacher has to be good all the time, or like majority of the time. So yes, so there's more opportunity for that you can work your way up the ladder a bit more quicker and establish yourself. And if you feel, this job's not giving me what I want, you can look for the vast amount of other jobs that are available that give you that leadership role, that gives you that assistant head or whatever you want to be, and go and apply for that. And even better, sometimes when you go to a job, you can say that this is what I want, and if I'm not going to get that, then you just keep going until you find what you want. So teaching gives you that. Another positive about teaching is the community. I am on Instagram, Primary Teaching with Dom, same as my YouTube handle. And there's a vast amount of teachers that I have from France, Australia, New Zealand, America, the Caribbean, London, England, all around. There's so many teachers around that you can actually start to talk to, collaborate with, discuss, do new things, get things in the office to be talked about. Because teaching shouldn't be a lonely profession. You should have people around you or people that you can communicate with. Now, there are some things that teachers in America I can't relate to because they're just different, like testing and all that. But the same things, like how to do with parents, teaching some lessons, how do you get this behavior? Just because they're in America or Italy or France doesn't mean that children act differently. They all act the same, but they're just in a different area. So if you have a challenging child or a child is exceeding, who's really smart, you can ask someone in Italy, or you can ask someone in another country or another different place than you, how did you do this? How can you help me to do this? I want to push your child even further, but obviously I can't put them up another year. So how can I really help them in that year and push them harder? Or this child being really a bit tricky, they're pushing their luck. How can I help, and what can I do? What did you do for that child that did that to you, and so on. So teaching has so many people that you can connect with. It's ridiculous. And obviously you see on my channel, I've collaborated with some before. So my final point of the positive teaching, which there's loads, but you know, for the purposes of you not sitting around for a 2-hour video, this is not a movie. I want you to watch, eat, drink, and move on to one of my other videos. And the last positive I will say of teaching is watching the children grow. Watching the children grow from where they was all the way to the end. I'm not even talking about from reception to year 6. I'm literally talking about, could be even a term. Look at where they was in September. They could just about write their name, and I'll look at them in December. They're able to write their name. They get happy. I have a child that now knows how to write her name, and she smiles all the time. Like, it is literally, for me, that is progression. You get to see the progression of children. You get to see the achievements of the children. You get to be a part of that. You get to know that all your hard work that you shoved onto them, they've taken what they can taken out. They've taken what they could take out of it and made it their own. And that is one of the best things that I feel about teaching. When I look at books from last year, from where they was in September, and I look at them where they got to in June, July, it's like, oh my goodness. Because you know the journey that you took through them. You know you did the handwriting practice. You know you did interventions. They didn't get it, and you thought, oh my goodness me, I'm never going to get them to at the level that they need to be at for them. But when you look at all that hard work that you put in, it just becomes lovely. And then you miss them, and then they go off, and then you get a whole new set of children to start again with. So yeah, those are my positives of teaching. I do hope you like, comment, and subscribe. And thank you for subscribing. It's really great. I really do appreciate and commenting. Do keep watching my last video, which I'll link hopefully at the end. But knowing me, I say that it never gets done. So if it's there, it's there. If not, you just click my picture at the bottom and go on to my last video. And yes, the next video coming out will be the negatives of teaching, because in all jobs, no job is 100% perfect. If there is, find me and give it to me. So we're gonna go for the negatives so everyone has a well-balanced view of what teaching is like. That's from my perspective. Other people might have different. No, I'm lying to you. Other people will have different, but things might be the same, but that's from me. And yeah, I shall see you in the next video. Bye.
I know that you feel it, where you wanna go right now. Show you off around my town. With you, yeah, I'm winning. You ain't like them other clowns. I was just a now I'm found. My Christmas blessing.